right, welcome back. We are going to be watching and reviewing the leaked footage from Star Wars Celebration this past weekend in Chicago of The Mandalorian. I'm Pao Fajardo, and this is the
Ollie
Spice
Peak,
Guy. Ollie Peak?
Ollie Peak, yeah, man. Yeah.
Let's roll it. Let's fucking get it over.
Let's go ahead and roll it. Let's go ahead. Well, first of all, some dude, what kills me is that in Chicago, right, there's a celebration. They fucking said, do not... What do you say?
What Fav said,
yeah.
John Favreau, one of the creators said, there's for the ones who were watching live stream, is that it's gonna get cut.
It's gonna get cut.
But he didn't say don't take a video. It's only after that.
When it's too late already.
I kind of appreciate because I know someone's gonna sneak that fucker in, right?
You think he did that on purpose?
He always does that.
He always does that.
Even for Iron Man when he showed clips for it in Comic Con, he did it. He told people, "Hey, this is for everyone in the room. It makes the room extra special."
Of course,
you know what I mean. It makes you feel a little bit extra special.
I get it.
And hey, this is just for me. Wow. But fuck, we got dudes who leak it. So
let's watch the leak.
Thank you.
That's not our fault. Let's go ahead.
Let's roll it.
Let's roll it. Hold on.
I think I need to about that.
That's all right. We can edit this shit.
Full disclosure: I've seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Ali hasn't seen it.
So here we go.
It's been a couple of days. One day. This was released, so I can see it.
It's already getting me nervous. What's that sound? What's that sound? Strikes back feel to it.
What we're bringing to the screen for the first time is a live-action Star Wars series. It takes place about 5 years after the Return of the Jedi.
This series follows a Mandalorian.
This new character is a gunfighter, a bounty hunter, a citizen of the underworld on the outer reaches of the galaxy. It starts off with him just hunting down quarries, making his money. This is a character you've never met before, in a period of time that you've never seen.
There's just an aesthetic to the Mandalorian that is extremely powerful, mysterious.
Pedro Pascal.
This armor that harkens to medieval knights. He's relatable. We're all kind of covered in our own armor.
Yeah, we'll get
Here
to
we
that
are,
later.
day 3.
Start a little bit back and then move into that position.
In terms of the directors, I think John chose the team really, really well.
Here we go.
Obviously Dave, Bryce, Deborah, Rick, and then Taika.
Taika Waititi.
Different voices and personalities that each of the filmmakers were bringing to the table and wanted to bring that to the world of Star Wars.
Everybody's point of view is sort of involved in the story.
This series offers the opportunity to introduce new planets, new races and species, new starships. However, we wanted to feel completely connected and familiar.
Jetpacks.
It's truly
Get
an
it,
adventure.
jetpacks.
A Star Wars adventure.
It has the heart that Star Wars has always been about.
It will feel gritty, it will feel real.
But anybody could sit down in their seat and watch and enjoy.
Paul Creed, Paul Weathers. Bam! Your thoughts?
Well, I'm excited. I'm curious. I'm excited. And one of the things that I like about this, Jon Favreau and
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
What they said that really stuck out to me. And
we're talking about the panel because it's
we're
an
talking
hour
about the panel now.
Yeah,
I think what the most important thing that they said, one of the most important things that they said, was that anyone that gets involved with this has to love Star Wars.
Definitely.
And I think that is a big plus in my book. I think that's big because you have to be connected somehow. Something that should be inspiring to you to go out there and do really good work. Yeah.
And at the same time, it's got to be familiar. It's got to have that familiar feel. As you said, like with the doors when it opened, it's got it's Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
Like when he's on Bespin and all those doors.
Then Tatooine. I mean, we don't know if that's Tatooine or it's probably not Tatooine.
Tatooine, yeah.
But
the desert,
reminds you the desert, the Jawas you said.
Yep, the Sandcrawler.
The Sandcrawler, yeah.
And another thing that I love the imagery of the Mandalorian himself. He had that long gun that he had in the the cartoon special, and at the same time he also had that single pistol.
Yeah.
Jango Fett style. So it's
the
like
jetpack.
The jetpack.
Jetpack.
I didn't catch the jetpack.
You know what? I want to see that antenna that comes out of the helmet. Oh,
the viewfinder. That's what it's called. The viewfinder. Oh man, I'm so psyched. If it's not enough to get you excited with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, just to be clear to those who don't know, if you're watching this, you probably know, but I mentioned it anyway. Jon Favreau was the one who did Iron Man, the first and second Iron Man. The second Iron Man a bit dodgy in some parts, but fuck, he started the MCU, and now he's starting Disney on TV.
Glad, the first ever,
first ever,
right? First ever
Disney
so
live action Star Wars television.
Yeah,
I'd even go as far as saying this, bro, and fuck it. I am more excited for this than I am about Episode 9.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Because one, Jon Favreau, and two, Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is a creator and director and writer of The Clone Wars, which I was a big fan of. The Clone Wars was a cartoon series, which was on...
I still have yet to watch that. I've seen a few episodes, but I want to see that.
I love it. And then they transferred it to when Disney was bought from... Was it from Fox? When Disney was... when Lucasfilm was bought by Disney. Rebels, he also oversaw that. And then when you watch the panel, they bring out the fucking cast,
which is cool.
Damn! They bring out Apollo Creed, Carl Weathers himself, man. They bring out Pedro Pascal, Prince Oberyn Martell. To those of you watching Narcos, the police cop. I'm trying to think of his name, but the police dude or the DEA agent in Narcos.
True to life story.
Hell yeah! And Gina Carano, of course. She's like the first MMA beauty, first MMA female beauty that I've ever followed, right?
One of the things that Jon Favreau was saying was that, how I would be writing most of the time. Then I'd go down there to visit the set and see that there's some sort of fight scene or something physical, and I'm so worried about the actors getting hurt, but it's Gina Carano.
And she did all her stuff.
It's Carl Weathers. I mean, they're such physical
people, yeah.
So it's no surprise. I don't care how old Carl Weathers is; he's still in pretty good shape. So.
And his stage presence, dude. His stage presence.
Right.
I want you.
I know.
I want you. He did the whole fucking Apollo thing.
I was surprised to see that. I was surprised when you told me about that. I was like, Carl Weathers. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know.
We haven't seen Carl Weathers in quite some time.
We haven't.
But this is great. I'd like to see how he comes into the mix with this whole Star Wars thing. This should be pretty cool.
Yeah, he's playing a bounty hunter boss who looks for contract hires, and then he hires the Mandalorian. He doesn't even have a name. He's just called the Mandalorian, dude.
Which is, I mean, it brings more mystery to it. Now, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. I never knew that the Mandalorian was what I guess we could say a race.
Yes, it's a class, I guess, a class of people.
And some of these guys, most of these guys, would you compare them to, in Marvel, would you compare them to sort of like the Kree? In so many ways, shapes. They have their beliefs, right? Yeah. We associate them with being bad guys because of Boba Fett.
And even Jango Fett. Yeah, they are kind of bad guys.
They're kind of bad guys.
Yeah.
But just pushing it and doing a little bit more research. They talked about the Black Saber, right?
Yes. Wow, you looked that up.
And how that was owned by the first Mandalorian ever to be inducted into the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
That made me even more curious.
Yes.
It's like, okay, I got to start watching Star Wars.
Oh man.
Rebels.
If I were to recommend episodes of the Clone Wars, I would recommend the episodes that Jon Favreau's in. Jon Favreau does a voice.
Yeah,
he does the voice of Pre Vizsla. He's one of the head bounty hunters.
Now, Vizsla is what? Is he a descendant of the...
The dude with the black saber.
The black saber. He
the
is.
whole black saber arc first plays in that. And just to spoil a little bit and to get you more excited.
And George Lucas created it now. They didn't just come out the ass with this one.
No, everything was
Okay,
it's all in the deep in the underground lore.
Okay.
They introduced fucking Darth Maul in it, bro. It's the remember how I told you that he lives? Because remember when we did Solo, how is he there? You got confused. And it's in that arc.
Well, I read about Darth Maul and how he's able to survive that. Also,
and it's the bounty hunters versus Darth Maul and the Black Sun. The Black Sun is like another group of underground gang. So, man, that could be a movie. But now it's gonna be a fucking series. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm psyched. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Everything about it, dude.
We're both very excited about this. November 12th, right?
November 12th.
November 12th.
I think it's like 11 episodes, maybe.
No, they were saying it was about 8 episodes. I think 8 episodes.
8 episodes. I don't care. Bring it in.
It doesn't matter. Bring
in the rain, man. Bring in the rain. Oh, another thing that I liked about it. Did you watch the whole panel, right? Did you see where they got like miniatures, and they 3D printed the parts of the ship, and then they made.
What's the name of that ship again?
Oh man, the Razor
Crest.
The Razor
Crest. Yeah.
And they shot it all practical using, they call it kit bashing, where they use like parts of like old cars or planes, and then they put it together. That's kit bashing.
Which I think is pretty cool. Going back to the old school way of making movies, where it's more, to me, it's more authentic, it's more real, and you appreciate how much fucking work they put into this thing.
And it's fun too, because it's
fun,
like you're playing your make to everyone who used to. Did you used to build that as a kid?
What? Legos and shit, yeah.
But no, I mean, never the kits. Like
the kits. Models where I had to glue stuff together. Yeah, I remember doing. I got my ass whooped a couple of times from my dad because I got frustrated. I couldn't put the goddamn thing together. But after a while, I learned how to be patient, and I got pretty good at it. But yeah, to answer your question, Razor Crest, or Slave One. Slave One is an iconic ship. Definitely. I'm sure Razor Crest will get there, but. I've always wanted that ship, first of all. I was a bit spoiled. I had all the fucking... I had the ATT Walker. I had the Millennium Falcon. Okay, so... I had more than that, but let's just stop there. I wanted that damn ship. I wanted that damn ship, but I could never get... I could never get my hands on it.
What's funny was I was watching, as Celebration went on, I was watching Doug Chang, one of the artists because it's the 20th anniversary of Phantom Menace. He was referring to the old designs and how they were inspired by common shapes, the shapes that we see in life. Do you know what was the inspiration for?
That's a good.
It's a fucking street lamp, bro.
Street lamp.
Street lamp. If you put it down,
the
shape of the street lamp. That's where they got that shape.
That's interesting.
From.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'll post a picture of the comparison.
I love the way it would take off. I love the way it would land. I love, the one thing that I'm thinking about right now is Empire Strikes Back, where the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo hid in the junk of one of the Star Destroyers, and Boba Fett was right on it.
It was right on.
And I just love the way it took off. You know, it's just it was something that we had never seen before, a traditional ship, and how ships would traditionally take off, fly, and land. So that's what made it so unique.
I used to watch this show called Movie Magic. Did you get to watch that?
I never got a chance to watch
that. Where they would show like the behind the scenes of them making like miniatures and blowing them up. This was shows you how old we are. This was pre-CGI, where they used to do everything practical. They would make miniature buses and ships, and then they would blow it up. That's what got me into creating all these things as a kid. And now they're doing it again. It's real. In their backyards, fucking... Put on
it just makes things a lot more authentic, as opposed, it just brings you back to sort of like the 80s when George Lucas, that's what it reminded me of it anyways, is because back then they didn't reveal too many of what was going on behind the scenes back in the early 80s, but you had magazines, and I had tons of, I must have watched Return of the Jedi with my grandmother like 6 times in 1983, and they were so sick and tired of it. But to take it a step forward, they would be at the grocery store, they'd find magazines, and they'd buy it and they'd bring it back.
Do you remember which magazines?
I don't remember. All I remember is that there were so many cool pictures of
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. And I remember seeing the set of the Death Star. This is all Return of the Jedi stuff. Going back to what you were saying, relating to what you were saying, sort of going back to that, I guess, what would you say, old school way of making film, or
practical
way.
It's called practical versus CGI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
And I love it. And it's awesome. It's tangible. It's more real. The way it catches light, dust, the freaking little flames. I loved it.
I'm going back to the time where I remember seeing sticks attached to these TIE fighters, and a guy holding it, moving it the way TIE fighters move in Star Wars, any type of Star Wars flick. So, yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, that's it.
Yep, that's it. Go ahead, man. Take it away.
That's all we got to say about it. We're excited. November 12th, The Mandalorian, starring Pedro Pascal, Carl Weathers, and Gina Carano. That's all we need to know. I'm excited. I know Ali's excited. This is me, Pael, signing off for TAMBAAYYY TV. Make sure to like the page on Facebook and follow us also on YouTube. The videos I try to upload on both ends. And Ali's special project now, which is The Peak Factor.
The Peak Factor.
Check it out. Check him out. Adios.